violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Kernbach live this morning over there. Gretchen, officers found one of the victims in the road.
Right here at Gulf Air and Brentwood Avenue. This is where JSO officers found 3 people shot last night, right here on scene this morning. It's actually cleared out, but you can see this general area where the crime happened. JSO says officers responded to the scene around 9:30 p.m. to reports of shots fired.
Wow, so this is in Jacksonville, Duval County, and I think it's been updated by now, so I think 2 were actually killed and 2 hurt. But, man, it's getting to the point where you cannot be outside. And Jacksonville is a rough area, so you do not want to be caught lacking outside, broad daylight or nighttime, because they get down in Jacksonville.
JSO says officers found 1 person dead in the road with at least 1 gunshot wound. They found 2 others who were shot and hurt. They were taken to the hospital. They say all the victims are in their late teens and early 20s. And JSO says they are working to identify the victims, but they also say they will be canvassing the neighborhood for potential witnesses.
You heard that right. Late teens, early 20s. I mean, you cannot discount the effect that these super gremlins are having on the community. All these kids, they mama is out here in the streets doing whatever. They daddy is nowhere to be found. It's a complete mess. And this is all, like, this is pretty much all black communities across the whole United States. Wherever this problem is persisting, where these kids are out here on the streets, no guidance, no real parental figures who are active in their lives, or maybe they just can't, control these kids. But wherever this issue is, the crime, the super gremlins will follow.
At this time, the JSO said they did not say, rather, if they had any suspects or anyone in custody. We are working to learn more information about this developing situation. We will continue to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. Reporting live this morning, Gretchen Kernbach, Action News.
With some breaking news from overnight, that's where Miami-Dade police shoot and injure a 15-year-old after they tried to stop a car and that teen tried to flee from the vehicle. This happened on Northwest 54th Street and Northwest 22nd Avenue.
All right, so justified shooting. But this is a 15-year-old with a weapon fleeing from the police and bucking back. So remember we did that story on that little kid with the bike. I think he was 14. He was making plays. He ended up getting caught up by the police, and they wanted him for reckless driving, not even for, whatever he was doing at that gas station, serving somebody or making a play, picking up some money, whatever. They wanted him for reckless driving. And then I think the auntie was like, "Oh man, they killing us. They hunting us down." When your son is in the wrong. And he crashed out himself. He didn't even buck back at the police. In this situation, we have a 15-year-old who's armed, who's bucking.
Investigators say they were pursuing the vehicle when they say the driver lost control and crashed nearby. They also say that several people inside the vehicle bailed out. Police say they began chasing the driver, and at some point shots were fired. Investigators say the teen was wanted on several charges. He was rushed to the hospital at Jackson Memorial. He's in critical condition, we're told. A firearm has been recovered at the scene.
Wow, so this guy literally pulls out on the cops. Man, these kids they're different nowadays, for real.
The other suspects remain at large right now. As we learn more details, we'll certainly bring it to you on air and online.
Overnight, Miami-Dade police say that an officer was forced to shoot a 15-year-old. They claim the teen ran off and confronted police after crashing during a pursuit.
All of this happening in Northwest Miami-Dade. Local 10 News reporter Trent Kelly, he was first on the scene. He joins us live with what we're learning right now. Trent.
Well, Andrew, that 15-year-old is now in the hospital in critical condition. Police telling us not only was he armed when all of this happened, but he was also wanted on burglary and weapons charges. That officer shooting the teen after the two got into some sort of confrontation not far from this bus stop.
Burglary and weapons charges. And he's only 15. Only 15. A lot of these kids, they really do have to be put away early, because they're just no good. He was gonna up the strap at the police, and he's 15. Demon time.
Tonight could have very easily been a tragic night for the law enforcement family.
A major investigation underway in Northwest Miami-Dade after a 29-year police veteran shot an armed 15-year-old driver following a chaotic chase and crash overnight. According to detectives, it all started around 12:45 this morning when an officer tried to pull over a black Dodge Challenger along Northwest 22nd Avenue near 55th Street. The 15-year-old driver refusing to pull over before crashing the car into a fence. That's when police say several people ran out, the officer chasing down the teen driver before getting into a confrontation about a block away, causing the officer to pull out his gun and fire. The 15-year-old was taken to Ryder Trauma in critical condition. Detectives later recovering this handgun from the scene, which they say belonged to the teen. They also found this rifle inside the crashed car.
Woo! Them dudes were locked and loaded. And if he's 15, the driver is 15, then the kids with him probably around the same age.
Adding the teen was also wanted on weapons and burglary charges.
As these individuals were driving around, one, a 15-year-old driving a car, secondly, a 15-year-old armed with a handgun, an assault rifle inside of that vehicle, wanted for possession of firearms.
The shooting playing out near this bus stop bench, cameras rolling as investigators used canines to search the scene for evidence. They say the officer who fired those shots is a sergeant with the department. He was not injured. At this point, they have yet to say what charges the teenage driver will be facing. And back out here live, you can see the scene now clear this morning. All these hours later, we did see officers tow away that crashed car a short time ago. We should also tell you that police have not yet said whether that teen pulled out the gun or pointed it at the officer shortly before that officer opened fire. They tell us all of that will be determined during the course of this investigation. An investigation, by the way, that is now being led by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, something which is standard procedure anytime an officer fires off their weapon. As soon as we get any more updates on the condition of that teen who is still in the hospital, as far as we know, we'll update you on my social media sites. You can find that by following me at Trent Kelly, WPLG. For now, that's the latest live from Northwest Miami-Dade. I'm Trent Kelly, Local 10 News.
New information in an I-team investigation called Killer Beats. A local mother is pushing to keep gang and violence-related music videos from becoming uploaded to social media sites.
Killer Beats. Who would have ever thought, man? So this mother is probably affected by gun violence, probably affected by these super gremlins who are out here busting shots and then rhyming about it. And she ain't going. She is about to work, putting an effort in to make a change in these lyrics that go back and forth and beef and taunt the dead.
Her name is Tonya Love. She says her son was shot and killed in 2014. His death has been mocked in viral music videos that have been shared across the internet.
I want to stop the music videos from going back and forth because I feel like all we're doing is giving these people a microphone to amplify violence.
News for Jack's I-Team investigator Corley Pill tells us about the petition the mother has created to remove the music.
Tonya Love says this really started to bother her when she saw a rap video mocking her son's death go viral on TikTok. She wants those who see the videos to know that those are real people behind the lyrics.
8 years since her son's shooting death, viral rap music videos bring up old wounds for Tonya Love.
Prosper got shot. I heard my son's name, Prosper. I'm like, oh my God. It brought tears to my eyes.
Love's son, Prosper Johnson, was 17 when he was killed during a shootout on Jacksonville's north side in 2014.
17 years old. And if you guys don't know, that rapper in the video is Julio Fulio. And he does pretty much make music strictly about taunting the dead and beefs. And recently, I think he said that he's done with that. But I don't really think that that's going to be something that he's going to be willing to do. I think that he's going to continue because a lot of times these super gremlins, they can't change their nature. They can't change their behavior. They, even with all the riches, all the fame, all the money that they've gotten, they still cannot let that lifestyle go. And therefore, I don't believe him when he says he's going to stop.
Now that Love has seen her son's name and other gun violence victims' names mocked in rap videos that feature details about deadly shootings, she is taking action. Love created this online petition on change.org to remove gang and violence-related music like this from social media sites. Over the years, Love has turned her heartbreak into her mission, creating a nonprofit in her son's honor called No Weapon Shall Prosper.
And I don't know if her son, Prosper, was involved with this gang activity as well. I wouldn't say that it was a stretch to assume that. And in no way am I saying that that justifies his death. But I think that she also needs to take a look in the mirror and say, hey, why did my son gravitate to these gangsters and these boys who were involved in the streets, or super gremlins who were involved in the streets, rather.
Advocating for gun violence awareness with her own voice in music videos.
This song is dedicated to my youngest son, Prosper Natron Johnson, who died 5 days before his 18th birthday.
Not her making a music video. Lord have mercy. I don't think this is a good look, sis, but you know, whatever you got to do to heal, baby.
Since Love's son's name is used through the nonprofit, she's hoping to get his name trademarked to prevent his name from being used in more songs with violent lyrics. John Phillips, an attorney not connected to her situation, says trademarking can be tricky, considering artists have the right to freedom of speech.
The problem is you're dealing with a decedent's name, and the law just hasn't done a good job protecting that.
Phillips says even if parents like Love can't legally get the songs taken down, applying pressure and awareness can help.
The mom applying pressure to record labels and venues that play the songs can work regardless of trademarks and First Amendment.
Yeah, I think it's more about, she's going to have to push a social movement for this, because I don't think there will be specific laws that can really crack down on this unless they go after all of hip hop. But she's gonna have to get some social awareness behind this and probably try and shut down or protest or whatever, shut down some of these venues who are paying these artists who profit off of dissing the deceased.
Love says she won't give up fighting to protect her son's name.
We've reached out to TikTok about concerns with these videos, and we've also talked with other mothers whose sons' names have been used in the rap videos. They tell us they have tried reaching out to different social media platforms, but they never got a response. To find out more about Love's petition, we have that information on our website at newsforjax.com. Corley Peel, Channel 4, the local station.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.